We're going to talk about how to drive teens. That is our learning target for success. This is me. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach adults, teach teens. Let's go ahead and get it. We're going to talk about what you need to know to teach young people, young adults, and teens. So let's go ahead and talk about this and get it. I want to welcome you in. This is me. Testing is in progress. I want to welcome you in. The first thing I need you to do when you're driving a teen is remember, do a lot of light traffic light driving. Don't take the teens on the main thoroughfares. Don't take the teens on the main roads. Find off, chilled, relaxing roads so your teens can learn to go with the flow of the traffic. They can keep space in front of them, and they can learn how to have good speed control. Next, your teen needs to be watching you drive. They need to be watching their older brother or sister. They need to be watching auntie and uncle. Anyone who you feel is a good driver, your son or daughter needs to watch them because this is valuable information that they can learn from a licensed driver. And you want to remember, a teen is learning how to drive, so you need to explain things to them. Next, be particularly careful. They need to continue to study yield and right-of-way at intersections. If I can give you a bit of advice, intersections are the most dangerous place for teen drivers because they have a tendency to run yellow lights. If you're the coach and a coach sits in the passenger seat, you need to look ahead. You can't watch the teen drive. You need to be looking ahead, watching for cars pulling out, watching for traffic lights. Don't panic them and say, oh my God, because they're going to take their eyes off the road and focus on what you're saying. It takes a lot of restraint to be a coach. So we're teaching teens to drive. Yielding. A lot of beginners are confused. The first car to get there to an intersection at a four-way stop is the first car to go. If two cars come together, the car on the left yields to the car on the right. If you're not sure, you need to be looking at some of my videos. Next, I need you to use the big 5 strategies. Hey, how are you doing, Elle? I need you to use the big 5 strategies to help them learn. If you have questions or you want to say hi or what part of the country or the world you're from, you need to tell me this. What is our learning target? Success. We're teaching teens how to drive. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach teens and adults. This is me. Testing is in session. Welcome. Let's go ahead and continue to talk about this. We're talking about how to drive teens. If you're a teen, you need to be listening to this. If you're an adult, if you're a coach, you need to be coaching them up. You need to allow the teen to focus on driving. No phone, no text. Have them put it on Do Not Disturb. Next, they need to be looking. If they're making a right turn, this is me turning the wheel, they need to be looking to the right. If they're making a left turn, they need to be looking to the left. You are the coach. The coach is in the passenger seat. I'm in the driver's seat. Coaches, you are looking at traffic. You are making sure it's clear. You are their second set of eyes. I've been driving for almost 3 months. I've improved a lot. I just need to work on my parallel parking. Well, I may help you with that. Let's pause for a second. Most driving locations, parallel parking, stall parking, angle parking. Let's pretend this is the car. You are here. You want to reverse halfway, turn your wheel all the way to the right. The rear of the car will go in at a 45 angle. Once you halfway, turn the wheel back to the left. You need to be 12 inches or less away from the curb. If you are farther than 12 inches, you could get a ticket. You could get your car hit. Again, line your vehicle up, reverse at a 45 angle, reverse in slowly, turn your wheel back halfway. It takes practice. Right around the 3rd parallel park practice, you should be good. It's important that you continue to work. Again, reverse back, Halfway past the car, turn the wheel all the way to the right. Reverse in at a 45 angle. Once you are in at that 45 angle, turn back all the way to the left. It's really important that you're patient, you learn how to drive, and you ask questions. You have to know how to parallel park. Parking is a fundamental responsibility. Downtown Detroit, Michigan, downtown Houston, Texas, downtown Los Angeles, California. You have to learn how to parallel park, and you need to find someone 21 or over to drive with you. Hey, let's talk about our learning target. Our learning target is teaching teens how to drive. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach in the Midwest. Testing is in progress. I want to welcome you in. Let's continue talking about what we need to do to teach teens how to drive. You have questions, you put them in. We are looking into our turns. If you're making a left, you should be looking to the left. If not, you're going to go in the wrong lane. If you turn short, you're going to go over the curb. Intersections are very dangerous. You want to practice not running yellow lights. If you can proceed through safely without slamming brakes, you proceed through. If you get comfortable running lights, then you will fail, because running yellow lights is a dangerous maneuver because people are making right turns. You just ran a light, you hit them, pedestrians walking across. So we want to be a defensive driver. Hey, we got Brazil coming in. What is going on, Brazil? How are you doing? Fuel Tech, they're a analog digital company. They're from Brazil. Brazil with love. Amen. How are you? If you're making lane changes, I need to see you blinker, mirror, blind spot. Blinker, mirror, blind spot. I was driving yesterday and someone stopped me at an interstate when I had the right of way. You got the Philippines in here. What is going on, Philippines? My niece and nephew are from the Philippines. With love. I love it. Put in those questions. Tell me where you're from. Intersections are the most dangerous place. If you're making a right turn, I need to see you looking left, looking right. Check traffic. You should be looking where you want to go. Keep your turn as short as possible. It facilitates a smoother flow of traffic. Let's continue talking about how we teach teens how to drive. Type in where you're from. I'm from the United States. I'm from the Midwest. I'm an American driver's education instructor. Every 2 years, I have to recertify. I take professional development classes to teach the next generation of drivers. Next, beginning drivers have a lot of following distance. Keep space. It's a car length for every 10 miles an hour. If you're going 40, 4 car lengths. You're going 50, 5 car lengths. Keep space. Next, slow down early. Roll up to the stop sign. Roll up to the stop so you can see. Never slam the brakes. It's really important, and intersections are extremely important. Next, have a lot of room when you pull out in traffic. A lot of beginning drivers don't have enough space or a gap. A gap is the space between you and traffic. Beginning drivers have a difficult time judging traffic, judging speed, judging distance. Next, what is our learning target? Success. We are talking about teaching beginning drivers. We have people from the Philippines. We have people from Brazil. We have people from all around the world. God bless you. Let's keep it going. Next, we're teaching young drivers how to drive. Tell me where you're from. Intersections are very dangerous places. Don't scare your parents. If you run a light, if you blow a stop sign, you're going to scare your parent. As a coach, you need to be looking ahead to help your beginning driver understand, hey, there's a stop sign coming up. Thank you. Hey, there are pedestrians walking across the intersection. You are their support. If you're a coach, you're patient. You don't scream. You tell them things ahead of time. Next, new drivers don't judge speed and distance very well. What I need you to do is help them judge distance. I think we should have people retested when they do. You shouldn't always be progressing as drivers do. It depends on the state, Maxwell. It depends on the country. Every state or country or municipality has different rules, different guidelines. They have a graduated license. They have to drive with someone over 21 for 3 months, 6 months. Then they go through another testing session. So it really depends on where you're from. But I do agree, people need to be tested more frequently. Teens need to be tested. Young adults. An adult is considered over 18 to 35 years old. And then that 35 to 70, that's a big group, they need to be tested. There are medical emergencies. There are people who have attention deficit disorder. And I was taught how to drive people with attention deficit disorder. So there are a lot of elements to what you said. Please put in some more information to help me help you. But it's a very good point, and I do agree. Next, new drivers need a lot of verbal instruction ahead of time. That's why I told you, you need to be a coach. You need to be coaching. Hey, I need you to go down to the end of the street. Stop, then make a right. They should be coming to the end of the street, squeezing their brake with the ball of their foot, squeezing it and stopping. Looking left, looking right. When clear, they look into the direction they want to go. They're turning hand over hand. Hey, our learning target, success. We're talking about teaching teenage drivers. I'm a state certified driving instructor. Testing is in progress. I want to welcome you in. Let's go ahead and get it. Put in your questions. Next, let's discuss what makes a good coach for young teen drivers. Good coaches are patient. Good coaches are nice. They don't yell at you when you make mistakes. If your parents are yelling and screaming, they're not going to be good coaches. They give directions in advance. I was talking about this. You're a coach, you're in the passenger seat. You're talking just enough to guide them, allowing them to think. Next, good coaches don't make last-minute decisions for young drivers. Example, I need you to turn right, not left. Good coaches teach teens, you have conversations with them. How was your day? What did you do in school today? Are you ready to drive? Make them feel comfortable because it's about the teen. It's not about you as a coach. Use visual demonstrations. For example, demonstrate by having them sit in the car and adjust the seat. Have them adjust the mirrors. I'm in a driver's education car right now. Have them look ahead and frame the mirror in this rear window that is behind me. Have them look straight ahead and have them adjust the driver's side mirror so they can see a little bit of the car. You see my eyes looking. I'm looking at the mirror. I'm looking at the center mirror. Now I'm looking at the passenger side mirror. They need to have good eye movement. If you need to, step outside of the car and show them where the blind spot is. They are for left side, right side, front, and back. Next, let's talk about being considerate. Good drivers are considerate. They understand people's situation, that people act out of pocket. What does this mean? They will cut you off. They will tailgate you. They won't use a blinker. It's a very cruel and calculated world, and people do random stuff all the time. Don't listen to them. They're not important. What your coaches say. Next, I need you to be a fun coach. Teens like people who are fun, who are passionate about driving. Good coaches are very calm in the car. They give advice. They give good positive reinforcement. What is our learning target? Success. We're talking about teen drivers. We have Brazil in the house. We have the Philippines in the house. We have people who want to learn how to drive. Random people who don't really care. You don't want to be around those negative people because they will bring you down. We want to stay positive. And good coaches are very positive, and they don't let negative things hold them back. I am blessed. You want to get good positive reinforcement because that student driver, that teen driver can hit you. They can hit the car. And when you're at the beginning of your driving journey, it is very scary. And I understand this. So it's really important as a coach, as a driving instructor, you support your teen driver. If this is bringing you value, give it a thumbs up. We got 39 people in. Give it a thumbs up if you feel this is high quality educational information for teenage drivers. Good coaches remind you to do things constantly. Beginning drivers don't understand most of the time what to do. You need to show them. If you're driving in a busy parking lot, you might want to go around the parking lot and show them. People are going to be walking out. Cars are going to be pulling out. Stay in the middle right. Pedestrians will walk in front of you. Make eye contact with those pedestrians. Good coaches use their hands. I need you to look left. I need you to look right. I need you to check your mirrors because beginning drivers forget left and right. They panic. And if you panic, they're going to have a great panic attack. Let's continue. Good coaches tell jokes and they make teen drivers feel comfortable. We all have been through those teenage moments. You're not sure what to do. Give them reassurance because driving is an adult responsibility. It's not for teens. Good coaches, there's no awkward silence. We're about teaching young adults, teens, how to become good drivers. They treat you like an adult. In the car, they allow you to listen to the radio. What is our learning target? It is success. Teaching teens and adults. You have questions? Go ahead and put this in. Let's review. We talked about advice for teen drivers. We talked about what makes a good driving coach. Let's continue. I'm your certified driving instructor. Testing is in progress. I want to welcome you in. Let's continue discussing information to help you pass your test. Facts about driver's education. Driver's education is a formal program or course designed to teach individuals how to drive and operate motor vehicles safely and responsibly. Driving is a privilege, not a right. It can be taken away. The state owns our license. The individual does not. If you live in a province or a country, they own it. You do not own it. Number 2, driver's education typically involves both classroom instruction and behind the wheel. I am behind the wheel. I'm waiting for my client. I'm reviewing some of the fundamentals all of you need as teens to become good drivers. You have questions, you put those in. Number 3, the goal of driver's education is to prepare new drivers for challenges on the road and to reduce the number of traffic accidents and fatalities. We owe the young driving community, teens and adults, an opportunity to become good drivers. It takes 10 years to learn how to become a good driver. So you want to make sure your coach is supporting you and helping you. Let's continue. Many driver's education courses cover traffic laws, defensive driving techniques, the dangers of distracted driving or impaired driving. Next, number 5. Many high schools offer driver's education as a part of their curriculum. And in addition, students may be required to complete the courses. It's extremely important. It takes about 6 weeks to go through a program. Some states have 6 hours of driving. Some states have 8 hours of driving. Some states have 10 hours of driving. Some states you can't start till you're 16, some 18, some 14-8. So you need to look at your D&V, Department of Motor Vehicles, look online and check. Then we can have a greater discussion. But typically 6 weeks, you got to get your drives in. You'll set up drives with your in-class instructor. He or she will schedule you drives, typically 2 a week, 2 in the neighborhood, working on turns, working on parking, 2 on main roads, low traffic areas, 2 on learning how to make turns, getting on the expressway, and then the final 2 is an evaluation. You want to talk to the team and say, what do you need to work on? Typically, merging on the expressway, how to make left turns, how to make right turns, how to go in and out of a roundabout or a junction. Ask those questions, Jay. I love those questions. Let's continue. Driver's education instructors are typically licensed professionals. I have a state endorsement. I teach in the Midwest. In Canada, there's only 1-hour sessions, and you have to pay $125. That is typically right, Jay. We're in North America. Canada is our brothers to the north. Mexico is our brothers to the south. You go through that G1, G2. It is very involved. I've taught several Canadian drivers, and it varies, but you are correct. Next, I like that. Thank you. That's a thumbs up. Please give it a thumbs up. Driver's education requirements vary from state, country, and different jurisdictions. Having your own regulations. So Jay mentioned in Canada, I'm in the United States. They're 2 different countries. The elements are important. You've got to follow. You might have to be 21. You might have to be 18. It's a very expensive process. Next, research has shown that completing a driver's education course can lead to safer driving behaviors and reduce crash risks among new drivers. So if you're 18, 19, you need to consider going through a professional driver's education program. What is our learning target? Success, new drivers. It's really important that you understand we're preparing you our learning target. We're preparing you. Here's our learning target. I'm a state certified driving instructor. Testing is in progress. I want to welcome you in. I want to continue. If you have questions, please continue to put those in. What's up, Kay? How are you? Now we're going to talk about some testing prep to get you ready. And I really try to prepare you. I'm going to talk about some of the automatic failures that beginning drivers, teen drivers do, so you don't do these things. If your coach has to intervene, maybe you ran a light, a car's pulling out, the coach has to turn the wheel to the left. You can learn online. I do teach online. Message me after, subscribe, then we can reach out. If you disobey signs, you blow a stop sign, you blow a yield sign, that could be grounds for an automatic failure. So you as a coach, your coach should be teaching you, that's a stop sign. Hey, Jay, you didn't stop at the stop sign. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Jay, you just ran a light. Jay, we just got pulled over. The police. It is possible to learn through an online program. And then you go through those driving fundamentals. You can make up a session with your online coach. Next, speeding 10 or more over the limit. If your mom drives fast, your dad drives fast, your coach allows you to drive fast, when you take your test, then you will end up driving fast. Next, dangerous maneuvers. You make a left turn in front of a car. You have to swerve. You make a right turn without looking left. You got cut off and almost got hit. That's a dangerous maneuver. Failure to yield. If I'm a pedestrian and I'm walking to your right in the crosswalk and you did not look and you almost hit me, that is failure. Next, you strike an object. You hit a curb. You hit a sign. Those are some of the automatic failures. I am in Eastern Standard Time. It is 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, what time is it where you are? Next, starting and stopping skills. You need to be able to do the pre-driving checks. You need to have a smooth stop. If you're driving a manual, you need to be able to downshift. You need to be able to push in your clutch without the car jumping, surging ahead. Next, smooth acceleration. You're accelerating and you're shifting up without smashing the gears or burning the clutch. If you're driving an automatic, you're gradually picking up speed. Next, controlled emergency braking. I do have clients, we're driving at 45, I check mirrors, and then I say, stop. And you do a controlled stop. It is a little bit scary that you will have some burnt rubber smell, the car will lunge forward, but we have on our seat belts. Next, you have to be able to back up straight for at least 30 feet. You're going to put your left hand at the top of the wheel, your right hand will go in the seat. You'll look out of your back window. So you got to be able, my driving test was that case, running a stop sign. This is correct. It is normal. Jay, I'm going to help you if you bump or hesitate. So Jay, through my examples, through my coaching, Jay, you need to be subscribing to the channel. Real talk. Then I'm going to be starting a membership. And then people who join the membership, you're going to be coaching with me one-on-one. And that's the beauty of the platform. So as we continue to grow, I'll be opening up coaching sessions. We'll have memberships. Then I can talk to you one-on-one. I can help you. This is a general discussion about teaching teens. Jay, I will help you once we set up the memberships. Please be patient, but that's normal. Let's continue. Your vehicle controlling when backing up or turning. You've got to show control. Excellent. I'm glad you passed. January 9th. Awesome. Let's continue. Visual skills. Visual means your eyes. What is our learning target for success? We're teaching teens how to drive. If you just popped in, we got Jay who passed his test. We have other people from Brazil. We have other people from Afghanistan. We have people from Canada. I'm in North America. It's Eastern Standard Time. It's 6:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I'm in the Midwest. I teach in North America. So these discussions will identify North American rules, but some of these elements you can pick up and apply to your different countries or provinces. Let's continue. Visual skills. Do you identify targets? There's a kid to the left, a car to the right. Are you covering your brake? Do you search 15 to 20 seconds ahead in identifying the path of travel? Or are you drifting off to the left? Are you looking down at the speedometer? Are you looking ahead? Do you turn your head and identify targets prior to turning? I'm looking, then I make my turn. I'm looking to the right, then I make my turn. Remember, we're teaching teens. You need to tell them what to do. We're not teaching an 18-year-old, a 25-year-old. They know what to do. But if you don't, you can apply this, and this will help you. Give us a thumbs up. We had 24 people in here. Give a thumb up. I only have one thumb up. We need more. Next, able to judge stopping and adequate following distance in seconds. I told you this. It's 1 second for every car length. Tips on how to manage nerves and stress when on the road as a new driver. Calm. Drive during, what's up, Z? Drive during off-peak hours. Drive in the morning. Drive early afternoon. Do not drive 2 to 5 p.m. That is the most dangerous time to drive because it is the most dangerous time because you have a lot of beginning drivers, young drivers, teen drivers who are more likely to run lights, not look before they make a right turn, pull out in front of you, making left turns. So you want to control your time. I call it gradual exposure. Z, what you need to do is subscribe to the channel, then become a channel member. I'm going to have some private channel member sessions, 10 to 20, small group. I'll be putting those together within the next 2 weeks. Then we'll be able to do coaching and help you reach your goal, because I'm a state certified instructor. Our learning target is how to teach teens how to drive. This is me. Testing is in session. Welcome in. I'm a state certified driving instructor, so I'm here to help you stay calm, and you got to have a good coach with you. Let's continue. Next, we're talking about targets and visual skills. Visuals being able to see. Do you offer lessons to those who already have their license? Yes, I do. Once I set up the channel memberships, Jay, we'll get those set up. They're not on yet on the channel, but they will be. Then we will roll out members. So subscribe. In about 10 to 14 days, I'll be opening up those memberships. We got to get it approved through YouTube. We'll get it approved, and once it's set, then we can have channel members. Let's continue. Check your mirrors regularly. You got to check the side mirror, the middle mirror, the passenger side. I'm in the passenger seat. We're parked. I just look to my left. I just look to the middle. I just look to the right. I am a coach. I am available to help you. I will. Thank you, Jay, and you won't be disappointed. Let's continue. Steering. There's different ways to steer. I'm going to go right down the list and keep it focused. Number 1, 8 and 4. 8 and 4 refers to the hand position on the wheel. There is a 9 and 3. 8 and 4, this is more like 8 and 4. 9 and 3 is a little lower. 7 and 5 is at the low position on the steering wheel. State AAA, which is a national organization, says 7 and 5. Thank you. 7 and 5, Jay, is the preferred method for holding the steering wheel. There's an airbag in the middle of the steering wheel. We're not trying to blow up our thumbs. Our learning target, success. We're talking about new drivers. Jay just became a channel subscriber, and I said that I will be rolling out channel memberships in the next 12 to 14 days. We've got to get everything set on the channel. Then we will roll out channel memberships. If you want one-on-one coaching, one-on-one sessions where we can talk, we can interact. I'll have digital products. We have to finish those things, and this will help you. I'm a state certified driving instructor. This is me. Testing is in progress. I want to welcome you in, and let's keep going. We're talking about visual skills. Next, check your mirrors regularly. Let's talk about steering. Do you use push-pull? This is push-pull. This is hand over hand. It depends on what you use and what is comfortable for you. I would love to get some more thumbs up. This tells the algorithm that, hey, this content is good. Let's get those thumbs up. Let's continue. Roundabouts, a minimum of 2 left turns, 2 right turns, and 1 roundabout. You're getting real information. Hand over hand does work, and it depends on what you're comfortable with. What did your coach do? What does your mom do? What does your dad do? What is comfortable for you? There's no one right way to hold the steering wheel. It varies from country to country. I do hand over hand. I try to go in smoothly. I have my hands at a 7 and 5 because I have long arms. 10 and 2 is not real good for me because I jerk the wheel back and forth. Jay said he does hand over hand. Z, what position do you use? I need all of you who are here. Tell me, are you at 10 and 2? Are you at 7 and 5? Are you at 9 and 3? Are you at 8 and 4? Let's continue. Next, do you select the best lane? Jay, this is great information. These are a preview of some of the things we're going to talk about in that membership session. But all of you who are here, you need to be subscribing to the channel. And if you're subscribed, you need to type in yes. If you're not subscribed, you need to type in no. This tells me where we are in the process because we're trying to grow the channel. We're trying to spread out positivity and teach teens how to drive. Do you check traffic? A lot of beginners don't check. If I'm making a right turn, I better be looking left. Cars run lights. I don't want to get hit. Do you visualize an adequate gap? I use 9 and 3, gives me better control. Thank you. Next, do you complete turns in the proper lane? It's extremely important that you complete the turns in the proper lane. Next, let's continue. 9 and 3. Thank you, Ken. Let's talk about controlled and uncontrolled intersections. Do you look for an open target, an open space? To the left, to the front, to the right. Do you maintain proper lane positioning? For me, I use hand over hand as well. However, I feel like I struggle to turn the car smoothly. I do understand, Z, and I have some good tutorials. Z, you need to subscribe to the channel because I go live daily. I will get information on steering to show you the best preferred method. And then when you become a channel member, we're going to have a coaching session of about 10 to 15 where we can talk about and I can show you which method is good. I'll do in-car. I'll have a GoPro in the car. I'll have a GoPro out of the car. And then I will show you what to do and how to prepare for best practice. And then we'll show you how to make good turns. So subscribe, get what you need. And then once we roll out the channel memberships, you are good. Next, curves. Do you enter the curve at the proper speed? A lot of beginners go too fast. Your car's going to slide off to the left. Do you gradually increase your speed at the apex? The apex is about the middle out part of the curve. Do you maintain proper lane positioning? Some teens go in short, they hug the right, they hit the gas, they swing out to the left. This is correct. It's good. That is correct, Jay. And this is the type of sessions we'll have. It's better to slow down before you go into the curve and then accelerate out. A lot of beginners hit the brake, the car loses momentum, and the cars behind us almost rear-end us. So everything you're saying, Jay, is correct. Jay, we're going to help you get those things to help you be successful. Let's continue, Jay. I love it. Lane changes. Do you check your mirrors? Do you look over your shoulder? If I'm making a lane change to the left, I look over my left shoulder. If I'm making a lane change to the right, I look over my right shoulder. H is all good. H is a great learning process. I'm trying to put out good content. The algorithm is pushing this out for teen drivers, new drivers. I'm going hard to really teach people how to drive. So H, hello, go ahead, subscribe. Then once we roll out channel members, if you're really serious about learning how to drive, you really want some one-on-one sessions to help you learn how to drive, we're going to have some private coaching sessions. And then I'll be rolling out some digital products through a stand store. Then you'll be able to order those digital products. What's up, T? How you doing? So our learning target is how to teach teen drivers, right? The questions are coming in. I love it. And this is me. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach adults. I teach teens. I teach adults who have had medical seizures, who have had drama, who've had anxiety, and we help get them back on the road. Next, do you have advice on loose debris? You want to get away from loose debris because you can lose control, you can skid. In general, on curves, I find it easier to apply the gas than the brake. You want to accelerate out smoothly. Excellent. James, I love the question. As young drivers, we tend to be all over the road. They tend to turn the wheel really fast. You want to make sure your teenage driver is safe. If you're the coach and your coach is in the passenger seat, you need to be looking out for your teen. Hey, Jay, there's something in the road. Be careful. Hey, Jay, there's a lot of gravel. You could spin out because I've had it happen before as a coach. Next, lane changes. Are you checking your blind spot? Jay, are you checking your blind spot? Ken, are you checking your blind spot? Hey, Jay and Ken, are you subscribed to the channel? James, are you subscribed to the channel? Subscribe to the channel. Then once we roll out channel memberships, the decision is easy. You'll become a channel member. I'm going to make exclusive content for teens, content to prepare you for driving, and good coaching tips. And I think you're really going to enjoy it. Next, do you gradually move into the lane? Do you cross the broken lines? Do you cross solid lines? You need to know what this means. Do you maintain proper speed and following distance? A lot of beginners tailgate cars. A lot of beginners are hesitant. What I need you to do is relax and control your car. Next, parking. What is our learning target? How to teach adults. How to teach teens. We're teaching teens today. I'm a state certified driving instructor. This is me, right? Testing is in progress. I want to welcome you in. I got a question. Z, how can teens deal with the first rain? You want to be at the speed limit, drive in the grooves, drive in the tracks of other cars. I love the question, Z. Yes, you must do a 360 check. Hey, thank you. Thank you. You must do a 360 check. I totally agree. You got to look to your left. You got to look in front of you. You got to look to the right. You see me looking around. You got to know who's around you. A lot of beginners tend to just drive straight. You have to be careful. I love the questions. Let's keep going. And from your questions, I'm better able to help you, better able to serve you. And that's what good instructors do. That's what good coaches do. Let's continue. We talked about parallel parking, angle parking, that's to the right. We talked about perpendicular parking, that's to the left. We talked about parallel parking, and once you subscribe, then we roll out channel memberships. I'm going to have a session strictly on parking. You'll have camera views outside, you'll have camera views inside. It's really going to be sick, and all of you will love it. So you got to subscribe. Next, do you maintain and stop at the curb? You need to park 12 inches or less away from the curb. Do you signal properly, 100 feet or half a block? Do you safely exit the vehicle? Next, let's talk about expressways. You, as a beginning driver, a teen driver, do you accelerate? Beginning drivers don't. Teens are hesitant. They drive really slow. They don't accelerate. And as a result, you're going to get cut off by trucks. Do you identify the proper gap? There's so much learning here. What is your learning target? I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach teens and adults. Testing is in progress. I want to welcome you in. I'm a state certified driving instructor. We have Jay that became a subscriber. Also with parallel parking, the first time I learned that you have to make sure you're not 100%. If you block a driveway, you'll get a ticket. Don't block a private drive. So I will show you that. There's more than one way to parallel park. I'm going to help you. I'm going to show you, but you have to subscribe. And then once we get notification from the social media platform, we're going to get memberships active. Then I'll make a series of one-on-one training videos in the car, out of the car, with the teen driver, and explain everything you should be doing. I love it. Let's continue. Do you slow down or do you in the acceleration lane? A lot of beginners go into the curve too fast. You're literally going to go off the road. Do you signal properly, 100 feet or a half a block? Let's talk about safe driving behavior. Do you effectively manage risk? Driving in the neighborhood, slow down. Do you demonstrate the ability to select a gap, to avoid hesitation, making a left turn? Those are scary. Do you yield to pedestrians? If you do some of these things, yay. If you don't, you need some work. Do you automatically run into the car and put on seatbelts? If you don't automatically come into the car and put on seatbelts, you're not going to do well. They said that you have to stop. Yes, Jay, you are learning. Minimum 3-second stop. 1001, 1002, 1003. The car will stop and remain motionless. Do you maintain proper speeds at all times? In the neighborhood, it's 25. Do you maintain proper following distance? Do you maintain and identify intersections? Yeah, Ken, we're going to keep bringing it up, Ken. I want to bring you value. And once we get the certification and get clearance, you will have the opportunity to become a channel member. Then I'm going to make one-on-one content, merging on the freeway, parallel parking, making left turns, making right turns, going through roundabouts, and many of the things that I know will be beneficial for beginning drivers. What is our learning target? It is teaching teens how to drive. I am a state certified driving instructor. Testing is in progress. I want to welcome you in. Let's keep going. I love the questions. People really want to learn how to drive. Do you demonstrate the proper mirror usage? You want to frame the rear window in your mirror. You want to make sure your side mirror is properly adjusted. Do you demonstrate and understand the vehicle's capabilities from a small truck to a larger car? Then you have a scoring system. This is in your final assessment. I will offer free driving school by my school, so I'm taking advantage of it. Take advantage of it. But also, look at my content. If you can get driver's education through your school, do it. A lot of schools have dropped driver's education. It's expensive, insurance, the instructor's salary, but I think they should bring it back. There's a final assessment. Scoring 10 or more driving errors or 2 unsafe driving maneuvers will result in an automatic failure. You will get a pass or fail, the number of errors, the instructor's name, the student's signature, automatic failures, what happened. Ladies and gentlemen, if this brought you value, give it a thumbs up. We will be rolling out channel memberships very soon. I want to appreciate you. Bye.